much for tuning in to Shanae's Law. I am your host, Shanae, and today we're going to be getting into the 5th installment of our Millennial Success Bylaws series right here on my channel. So hopefully you've already caught up with parts 1 through 4. You've already learned how to save money. You've already went into about how to budget, how to get a loan, and how to increase and get credit. All right, so in part 5, we're going to be discussing credit cards, okay? Now, I know we talked a lot about credit cards in part 4, but I wanted to focus and zoom in on what credit cards are versus what people think that they are. So like we've already mentioned, credit cards get a really bad rep. And I think that's because a lot of people are not very financially savvy. And so they like to push that propaganda off on others because they don't quite fully understand them. So I want to give you guys an overview of what credit cards are. So credit cards, for those who don't know or might know and might be unsure and haven't asked Siri yet, credit cards are basically those little plastic rectangles that look like debit cards. And unlike a debit card, which takes away money from your checking account, a credit card takes away from a line of credit that an institutional bank or a credit union has offered you. So you have a line of credit at your disposal, but you have it through your credit card. With your credit card comes interest. Like you own on a loan, you have interest on your credit cards as well. So when you get a credit card and you decide that you need one and you don't want a loan and you've kind of fished out all of the things that you need versus you don't, you want to find a credit card that is customized for you and you only. They have a myriad of those out there. They have some for people who frequent certain retail stores, certain fast food restaurant chains, or special deli like Starbucks. They have a credit card out now. But you also can get one based on cashback needs or even travel. So if you're on a go, you travel a lot, you rack up those frequent flyer miles, I absolutely recommend you getting something like that to fit you. But you only want to get a credit card that's going to fit your needs and that you can benefit from. Because it should be a two-way street. It shouldn't be them getting everything versus you get diddly squat. You also want to learn about these cards and their interest rate. Know the due date, know the interest rate. Read the fine print. Do not let these people get over on you. Because if you go into this game blind, you'll have a negative perception of what credit cards are, and you'll be going around telling people the same things you've heard. So make sure that you do your research and get one that fits you, and don't get a gang of them. You need one card to start out with to start getting your line of credit together. So let's roll right on in. Hopefully in this video, we're going to knock out some stigmas. We're going to give you the knowledge that you need, at least a good resource for you to go ahead and research on your own more, decide which credit card is for you whenever you are ready for one. Or if you already have your credit card, which I'm sure some of you already do, if you want a new credit card, we're just going to go over some things for you, okay? Rule number 1, get a starter card. So again, if you already have your credit card, then this rule is not for you. You will want to get you another card that fits your needs. But if you are very new to credit and you don't have anybody helping you out and you have no credit, you want to get a starter card. So if you're a college kid, I would definitely recommend you looking up to see the bank that you currently have, if they have a credit card that fits your needs. And sometimes it's little to no interest rate. You can start at a 0%. Or they have a smaller one. If you have a student checking, they should have a student credit card. So you might want to get into it. I got my first credit card in college, and I ended up getting the $800 limit. Lord knows how, but I did get one. And that helped me establish my credit along the way. So if you have absolutely no credit history, you've probably been taught that, no credit is better than bad credit. But it's only a little bit better. Because in this day and age, people want you to have a history of owing people and paying them back appropriately before they can trust you with future funds. So you might want to think about getting your credit together. So for those of you who are not college students, they do have programs for people to pay a certain down payment down, such as $300, which is the one I'm most familiar with in my studies. You put that money down, you use the card for up to a year, you show and prove yourself with the line of credit that they've given you that you can handle a card, you get your $300 back within that first year if you remain on good behavior. It's like a probationary credit card, if you will. So I know a lot of retailers, like we mentioned earlier, they have those too. They got Sam's Club, Victoria's Secret, Walmart, and a lot of gas stations such as Shell have a credit card as well. That could be a great card for you. If you really just want to build credit and you are very good with money, then you might just get you one card for one specific reason to build credit up. Use it every now and then, pay it off right away. So that could also be a way to get that in. And it's a great way for you to start out small. Start out with one card. If you already have a card or two, keep those little cards together. If you already have your first card, don't go out getting too many all at once. You do not need a huge amount of credit cards in your wallet or on your apps on your phone. You don't need a lot, okay? So keep it small. Less is more. Get you a small amount of credit cards. Sometimes one or two is good enough, but make sure that those line of credits are together, that the interest rates are negotiated as far as down as possible, and that these cards are going to be utilized to the max in terms of getting back what you need from the card, okay? Now, moving on. Rule number 2, interest rates. Take advantage of interest rates. There's a lot of promotional offers going on with credit card companies and banks where you can get 12 months of 0% interest on any purchase that you get. So if you are thinking about getting a new credit card or just getting your first credit card, I would absolutely look into those promotions. But also keep in mind, you need to know what the interest rate will be once it hits, but you want to aim for the lowest interest rate possible, okay? Just in case you can't pay it all off before the next due date. And you need to know the monthly interest rate on your credit card, since we previously spoke. Know if it's due on the 20th, the 24th, no, make sure you get that minimum balance in. I recommend getting in more than just the $25. That's like the typical amount they want. I recommend paying off as much as you can. If you could pay $75, pay $75. Don't ever just pay the lowest minimum balance when you can do more, okay? Moving on. APR. APR is your annual percentage rate. We studied this so much in business, but there's other interest rates, compounded, anyway, simple interest. But anyway, you need to know what your annual percentage rate is. The average currently, right now, as of September 2018, is 20%. That's the annual average for a credit card, okay? So if you can talk anything lower down than a 20%, you're doing good, right? Try to get it lower than 20%, all right? And take advantage of anything that's lower than that. The percentage rate is normally around 1.66% on the penny, if that makes sense. And if it doesn't, just ask me the questions down below in the comment section, okay? I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm trying to give you the meat and the potatoes of the situation so you can jot this down or save the video and move on. Rule number 3, your monthly payments / balance. Always pay more than the minimum balance. We already spoke on that. Don't ever just pay the $25. I know it's going to show balance too, and it's going to say minimum payment. It'll say $25. No. They're trying to get you, okay? It's a trick. Don't fall for it. Pay them more than that $25. Pay more. Pay more. Pay it off if you can, okay? You really don't want to carry a balance. Some people do, that's fine. But if you are new to credit cards and if you're trying to get into the game strong and you're trying to give more you got, never carry a balance when necessary. Try to keep it at 0 to avoid any interest. So make sure that you pay on time. Try to pay on time. You know you got a paycheck coming. Remember, you want to use your credit card like a layaway plan. Ideally, okay? You know you get paid Friday. It's an emergency or something. If there's an emergency or something that hits prior to your pay date, you put it on a card and pay it off. That is the best way to keep your credit score up, because they watch your credit card utilization as well. Credit Karma even shows you this, okay? Your bank also has an app for that. They keep up with how many credit cards you have, aka lines of credit, how many of those that you have, how many are active, and how much do you utilize. And ideally, they want you to use the smallest percentage possible. They want you to owe money, but they don't want you to owe too much money. That's what makes you trustworthy in their eyes. So avoid those monthly payment balances, and when you can, avoid them. Try to pay everything off as fast as you can. Rule number 4, monitoring. Ensure that you have the credit cards with the chip in them, aka the RFID microchip. Make sure that you have those in your credit card. At this point, again, September 2018, all of these credit cards should have the chip by now. There's no excuses. Be skeptical of anybody who's trying to offer you a credit card without the chip. Give them the side eye. You also want to don't shop on any suspicious websites or any sketchy physical stores and locations. Try to go to the stores that have the chip reader, but also be mindful if there's some Wi-Fi situations and they're unsecured. So when you are shopping online, make sure that the website is trustworthy. They should have the little lock up in the URL section of the screen. Make sure you look for that lock. Make sure there's any signs of secured website written down. Okay? Don't go in a little rinky-dink stores online where they have that circle and an exclamation point. Try to avoid that, okay? Because that means they're not secured and they're not verified. And it's a little sketchy. So be mindful even when you're shopping online in public and you're putting in your credit card number. Make sure that you are being cognizant of what's going on around you, because they have these machines out here where they can get that trip number from you. So keep that in mind while you are. And you also want to proceed with caution when you're using your credit cards at the gas station. Remember, identity theft is real, and women are the #1 victims of identity theft in the country, okay? And that's also verified on LifeLock. They show you the same information, so you can fact check it if you want, but make sure that you are being cognizant, because they also have these little wallets going around now, okay? Some people give you a credit card sleeve that helps protect your chip from getting read, but they also have wallets now, even for ladies and men. They got the wallets that you can put your cards in, and they'll be nice, secure, and safe that way. So even when you're using your debit cards, so be careful with debit cards and credit cards at the gas station pump, because the EMV cards can limit the criminal activity, but there's still some that goes on. And if you are using your cards at the gas station, use your credit card, okay? Don't use your debit, use your credit card, and I'll tell you why. Credit card companies, remember, you're borrowing money. So credit card companies fight a lot harder for their money versus a bank would do for a debit card purchase. See, that's your money, okay? That's your money. I'm not saying that they won't try and they won't try to stop that payment or they won't try to help you out. But when you're using a credit card, you are using their money. You're using the bank money, and they don't play about their money, okay? They will prosecute and they will press charges. They will go get that money back. See, the credit card is not your money. It's borrowed money. So use those credit cards at the gas station when you can, or you can always just pay in cash and just be on the safe side. So you also want to set up mobile alerts to your devices to stay aware of any suspicious activity. So if you do have a bank, at this point, every single bank and credit card has an app. You can even use the phone. Just let them scan your app on your phone, and that's your credit card, okay? So keep the alerts on your phone. For instance, I used my credit card at Best Buy. I bought something small, and then I had to pay my home warranty, which was like close to $600. And my bank actually froze that payment. They called me, they texted me, they emailed me, they said, hey, this isn't like you. You know, when I had to call them and explain to them, like, you know, that is me. I bought something small at Best Buy, and then I had to pay for my home warranty. And they're like, oh, okay, well, we need you to verify because we track your spending and we know you don't do that. It looks suspicious because ideally a criminal will make a small purchase to test the waters. They'll see how much they can get away with, and then they'll go buy something large and extravagant like a TV. You know, they'll go ham, they'll go crazy. They'll try to get you for everything you got. So shout out to Bank of America for keeping me safe. I didn't mind them harassing me about it a little bit. I mean, they went in. So if you're Bank of America, you're safe. They're not going to let nobody take advantage of you. And again, it was a credit card. So keep that in mind. Also, always check your credit card statements for fraudulent activity or any unwarranted purchases. People are not perfect. Technology is not perfect. So if there's anything on that credit card statement, again, it's all on your phone. Keep up with it. Keep up with it. Don't let technology just be your fairy godmother, okay? Technology is not going to be your financial protector. You are. Watch those statements just like you watch your own money, okay? Make sure that there is no purchases that you didn't personally get. Or if there are multiple people on your lines of credit, make sure that they actually use their card to make that purchase, okay? And you also want to make sure there's no funny activity going on. Make sure that every charge on that statement was done by you or someone else who has a credit card on your account. Make sure that it was all intended, all right? Keep up with that. Now we're going to move on. Number 5, spending. Use the card for emergencies or major expenditures, especially if you're getting cash back or if you're getting points, travel points, and rewards. Make sure that you use the credit card for that. Have the money on hand. I always tell everybody, have the money on hand to be able to pay for it. You know, because if you can't pay for it out of pocket, then that means you can't really afford it, right? Credit is a loan. So you want to get all of your washing machines, your large, all of your large appliances. Put that on your credit card and pay it off. Get those cash back reward points. Get those travel points. Get all the major perks that you are looking for. Because, you know, your rewards programs, they do give you cash back. And if you are putting those major appliances and purchases on those cards, you're going to get some money back. So it's not just you putting money down, you know, through the debit card, not getting anything out of it. It's you putting that money on a credit card, boom, paying it off and getting cash back. So you're being rewarded for your spending, which is always good. Because remember, any of that cash back that you are getting, you can always put it to your savings account. Again, the goal is to have a huge savings account. That is our goal. We don't want anything to trip us up on our path to generational wealth. So stay within budget. Just because you have a credit card does not mean you can go out buying whatever, whenever. Stay within budget. And don't charge higher than your limit. You know, if your limit's $1,000, stay under it. And when you're doing well, they're going to raise your limit. They're going to raise it. They just do it when they want. When they see that spending is going good, they're going to try to encourage you to spend more. They'll definitely notify you too. They'll let you know. They'll send a letter after it's already been increased. You'll notice it because if you're staying on top of it, it won't be much of a shock. You'll be like, oh, look at that. It's $1,800 now. Then they'll send maybe an email. Then they send a physical letter too. But don't go over that limit. Do not go over that limit. There's penalties for going over that limit. They will charge you, okay? Take breaks on spending on your cards too. Don't just keep spending and charging. I know a lot of people do. A lot of people just live on their credit cards and pay the bill. I really don't recommend that. I would definitely, especially if you're starting out. If you were starting out, use the card every now and then. I use my cards just to keep them active, but I'm not a serial spender. I'm not a serial credit card spender. I pretty much just use them when necessary, or if I'm in between paychecks, I use them for larger expenditures. I use it for emergencies. You know, your credit card is definitely when a tire blows out, an unexpected hospital bill. That's what we should be utilizing them for. It shouldn't be, you know, to go get the new TV to fit in and watch the Super Bowl. It should be for these emergencies that come up. When you, in the meantime, in between time, something you really want, you've been wanting it, and it's like the last one, why not treat yourself, especially if you've been doing good? You can use the card too for out of town travel, online, etc. But make sure you are using these credit cards for anything out of your normal behavior, out of your normal routine, because credit cards are liable for those expenses, and they fight harder for their money. Keep that in mind. So when you're traveling, don't travel with a lot of cash. Have your credit card or credit cards on you and use those. And there's also a function on your app. You can notify the bank on it and just slide the little circle over it, and it shows them that you are out of town. So they'll be on alert for that. If there's anything that goes wrong while you're out of town, they'll be aware because you've already updated it on your phone. And last but not least, number 6, do not get more credit cards than you need. Okay? Only get a few. I have 4. One's a Victoria's Secret card, and I get a lot of perks for having it. But I only have 3. I have a MasterCard and 2 Visas. They're all cash back, and 1 is a Travels card. So do not get more than you need. Stay within budget, all right? Don't go over that limit, but don't get a million cards. I have never heard of anybody getting a trophy for having a billion credit cards. You do not need that many. That's just more ways to get you in debt and trip you up on this journey to financial wealth. Don't get more than what you need. You only need a few. And some people only need 1. Depends on you, your personality, your lifestyle. You may only need 1. And you also want to manage the ones that you have responsibly. Don't be spending them willy-nilly. Remember, okay? We got a set of rules that we're on right now. Large appliances for the house, emergencies, gas, regular things that we are able to afford without the credit card, but we're utilizing them to keep a good credit, stay in good standing, and also to reap the benefits of having a credit card, okay? So let's recap real short. You don't need a lot of credit cards. If you're ready for a new card, or if you're a very first card, research it and figure out which cards work out best for you and stick to those, okay? Don't use them on sketchy websites or sketchy stores. You want to be careful about where you're spending it. Don't be all on public Wi-Fi with unsecured networks shopping, because these criminals do not sleep. They are 24/7 and they will get you. I'm telling you, get y'all some LifeLock. Get you some Credit Karma. Monitor it. Monitor everything. You can't trust people like that no more. All right? They waiting. They lurking in the shadows for you. All right? Last but not least, control the spending and make sure you don't have too many credit cards. All right? Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to put them down below in the comment section. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video to get rid of the stigmas of credit cards. because everybody thinks they're so horrible. They can be in the wrong hands, but credit cards, they get such a bad rep, and it is a really great way to get your credit up fast. So I suggest them. Just take your time, get to know them, mingle with them, and let them work for you. Don't forget to step into this greatness by joining the family. Tell us how you manage your credit cards below. Don't be shy. Speak up. What do? How many do you have, and what do you use them for? Because don't forget, everybody gets the game differently and at a different time, okay? All right, so that concludes part 5 of our Millennial Success Bylaws, credit cards. I'm going to see you guys real soon in part 6. Thank you so much for watching.